One of the unique features of Flop Falcon is the ability to look at only flops of a certain texture. Let's go over to the Basic tab. And now you can see we have a variety of different choices. If we look at the unpaired rainbow for our set miner, let's look at what happens. We can see on this board he is going to hit his set, or better, 14% of the time. If instead we go to paired and suited, you can see that it's a lot harder for them to hit a flop that they like. It's only going to happen about 7% of the time. Notice that as we are running the analysis, the flops that meet our criteria are going to be shown here, so you can get an idea that it is truly the kinds of flops that you are looking for. Notice down at the bottom it tells us how frequent that flop is going to be. So 9% of the time we are going to have the paired and suited flop. The way this is done internally is we generated 23,168 flops to find those 2,000 that meet our criteria. This can go slower when you're choosing a hard-to-hit flop. If we go over to paired, you can see that you get a lot more choices. You can say that you want an overpair to a singleton like ace-ace 10, or you can have an underpair to the singleton like ace 10 10. Then of course you can have rainbow or suited. For the straight, you can see there's a lot of different options, lots of different ways that a flop straight are possible. Anything from the 8 9 10 3 straight kind of board to the 1 gapper, 7 8 you need a 9 and then a 10. The 2 gap straight, 6 7 10 where you need exactly 8 9, or the gap straight where you need exactly the 7 and 9 to make the straight. There's very similar things for the connected draws, 1 gap draw and 3 gap draw. The custom tab is the most powerful and most complicated to use. You can see right now by default it is set up so that the first card has to be Broadway, the second card has to be middling, and the third card has to be a low card. If we run 1,000 flops here, we can confirm as that is coming out that that is exactly what we are getting. Each of these 6 areas are a set of choices where at least one of them has to be true for you to pass this flop. So if we say unsuited is no longer acceptable for the first 2 cards, when we run this now, you'll notice that the left-hand cards are always going to be suited. The Flop Falcon does a good job of making sure you can't put in impossible flops. So if we say the first 2 cards have to be suited and paired, you'll hear that subtle error message that will stop you from doing that. If we come in here and say they have to be paired, it's not possible because these are all mutually exclusive ranks. If we put something like that, now it is acceptable, but you still can't make it suited and paired. If you're tricky enough, you can set up situations that are impossible. So for instance, you want the first 2 paired and the second 2 paired. Flop Falcon doesn't notice that immediately, but when you choose to go for 1,000 flops, it will give you the more aggressive error message. Now sometimes you will choose a filter that is very, very, very rare, and it will give you the error message because it simply tries too many times and gives up to hit a flop that you're looking for. If that's the case, Just try another 1,000 flops, and eventually you will get enough to satisfy your analysis. If you're looking for a specific flop, let's reset this. We might say, let's clear out all the cards. We want an ace-9 deuce flop, and we want the ace and 9 to be suited. When we do this, this is an incredibly rare flop. So we are going to use a faster generator, but the speed comes at a cost, and the cost is we don't know exactly what percentage of flops are going to pass this filter when it's below the threshold of 4%.